It is a Monday morning in June. Zug is going about its business, as it always does. The walk from the casino parking to the old city takes perhaps 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, you pass 500 years of the same city. St. Oswald's Church, built in 1478. Late Gothic, still in use. The same stones that heard prayers when Columbus was still at sea. The Burg Zug, the old castle at the heart of the medieval city, today a museum, has stood here since the 13th century, long before the cherry trees, long before the bell. And then the Zytturm, the medieval clock tower, the gate. This is not a city that replaced its history. It simply built around it. But step through this gate. Behind this wall, it is a different world. Back there, cryptocurrency exchanges, pharmaceutical headquarters, commodity traders, the engines of one of the wealthiest cities on Earth. In here, 8-meter wooden ladders, wicker baskets, a brass band, and a tradition that was old before any of it arrived. This is the Chriesisturm, the cherry storm, and it has been happening here in one form or another since 1711. The medieval city wall of Zug was built to keep things out. Today, it does something subtler. It keeps two eras apart. Outside, the Monday of 2026. Inside, cobblestones worn smooth by generations of feet, a brass band, and the people of Zug, waiting for a bell to ring. To understand what you are watching, you need to know what this city once was. Before the hedge funds and the holding companies, before the crypto exchanges and the chemical conglomerates, Zug had two commodities: fish from the lake and cherries. The cherry trees of the almond, the common land on the edge of the city, belonged to everyone. Every summer, when the fruit ripened, the great bell of St. Michael's Church rang at noon. 15 minutes of ringing, heard across the city and beyond the walls. That was the signal. Citizens grabbed their long wooden ladders and their wicker harvest baskets and ran to the orchard as fast as they could. The rule was simple and absolute. First person to plant a ladder against a tree claimed all its cherries. An entire city sprinting through its own streets toward an orchard. They called it the Chriesisturm. The only crypto was a crypt in the chapel of Our Lady. The pharma was hot milk and herb remedies. The only commodity traded here was the fish pulled from this lake and the fruit picked from these trees. Then the world changed. By the 20th century, the Chriesisturm was a story grandparents told, not something anyone still did. In 2008, a group of Zug cherry enthusiasts decided that wasn't good enough. They founded an association. They planted 1,000 new cherry trees. They revived the cherry market, first recorded in 1627, the oldest in Switzerland. And in 2009, they brought back the Chriesisturm. Not as a museum piece, as a real race, through the real streets of the old city. Today, 10 men run in 5 two-person teams, each hauling a ladder more than 8 meters long. Children compete in their own race with shorter ladders. Women run the basket race, a direct echo of the women who once carried cherries home from the common orchard. In 2011, UNESCO recognized cherry cultivation in Canton Zug as living intangible heritage of Switzerland. A fruit, a bell, a city that refused to forget. The bell rings. The ladders arc and swing through lanes that were not designed for 8-meter ladders. That has always been the point. The race navigates the actual city, its real geometry, its real history. At the finish, the main square opens up. The cherry market is already running. Fresh cherries, cherry sausages, the famous Kirschtorte, the Zug cherry cake, created here in 1915. Color everywhere. And near the water, cages of bright birds catching the summer light.
Endlich nachts heiß, muss ich sagen.
This is the same lake, the same water where the fishing boats came in at dawn, where the catch was brought to the same market square that hosts the cherries today. The fish are still here, the swimmers are here, the boats are here. And once a year, behind the city wall, the bell rings, and the ladders come out. And for a few hours, the two tsugs become one.